Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable Pro-Chancellor, members at the dais, distinguished guests, graduating students. I welcome you to the 13th convocation of LUMS. A special welcome to the graduating class and their families. This is truly their day as it marks the fulfillment of their desires and aspirations. The parents and families deserve special mention as it is their support, encouragement, and understanding that has enabled the graduates to focus on studies and succeed. We have now completed 15 years of academic activities at LUMS, compared to the first class of nearly 40 for the MBA program in 1986. We admitted nearly 400 students in 2001 for our MBA, BSc Honors, MS, and PhD programs. With a total student population of nearly 1,100 students, we have entered the 4-digit era. Let me share with you some of the key developments at LUMS over the past year. We have been able to build on the accomplishments of the earlier years to enter a phase where the overall long-term focus of the university has emerged quite clearly. During 2001, we undertook a comprehensive exercise to develop a long-term vision for the university. Through a process spanning nearly the whole year and based on inputs from all the key shareholders, stakeholders, and after several rounds of discussions, we have arrived at a vision. The key aspects of this vision for the next 10 to 15 years are: first, we will uphold the core values of merit, integrity, academic freedom, tolerance, diversity, and excellence while operating through governance processes that are democratic, participative, inclusive, and transparent. Second, we will conduct leading-edge research and teaching that is nationally and regionally relevant and meets the highest international standards. We will disseminate research work through conferences, books, and international refereed journals, and establish a LUMS academic press to publish books and journals in selected areas. Third, we will develop a balanced portfolio of teaching programs with at least 40% of the students at the MS and PhD level. Fourth, we will inshallah have more than 200 faculty members and nearly 4,000 students spread over various schools in the next 10 to 15 years. The new schools that we envision include Graduate School of Management, School of Information Sciences, School of Law, in addition to the current School of Arts and Sciences. Work has been initiated to formulate a detailed roadmap for realization of this vision. Our first objective is to initiate more academic programs at the graduate level. This will provide better balance between the teaching-intensive undergraduate programs and the research-oriented graduate programs. For the next academic year, we have planned 2 new master's programs, an MSc in Economics and an Executive MBA. We plan to launch PhD programs in Management, Economics, and Mathematics in the next few years. This realignment of our programs will enable us to fulfill a critical responsibility of a university: generation and dissemination of knowledge. Through our PhD programs, we will also be developing the future faculty for the academic institutions and contributing towards improving the quality of education, research, and policy making in the country. This past year, we continue to enhance our existing programs and to take new initiatives in both the schools. In the School of Business, I'll go over each of the various areas. The MBA program has been recast to reflect a standard duration and schedule for all courses. We have developed and implemented an information management stream in the MBA program. This equips our students to play a key role in formulation and implementation of IT-enabled business strategies and activities in organizations. A major drive has been launched to document business practices via cases and industry notes, with nearly 40 new cases now in the pipeline. This will go a long way to further enhance indigenization of our courses and also act as a source of data for future research. Work is already underway on 4 books on business practices in Pakistan. A major initiative has been launched in collaboration with McGill University of Canada and funding support from the Canadian International Development Agency, CIDA, for strengthening the managerial capabilities of the non-government organizations. The key components of this project include research and teaching material development, training of managers, development of performance indicators for this sector, and exploration of e-based service delivery. With funding from the Asian Development Bank and the Small Business Finance Corporation, our Small and Medium Enterprise Center, SMEC, has launched SME Pulse. In this initiative, data will be collected on a regular basis from a panel of SMEs and will be used for various research projects to help both the policymakers and firms in the SME sector. In the executive education area, we initiated a number of new programs, including a program on marketing strategy. We have also developed a customized diploma program for the Crescent Group of companies. Besides offering a growing number of public and customized programs for the commercial and private sector, we also continue to develop and offer customized programs for the government organizations. During the coming year, an executive MBA program will be launched. This modular and rigorous program has been developed to enable mid-level professionals and managers with a minimum of 8 years of experience to acquire management education without leaving their jobs. In addition to on-campus case-based sessions, we are also planning to leverage the capabilities of the internet for various learning activities in this program. In the School of Arts and Sciences, we continue to consolidate our existing BSc honors and the MS in computer science programs by revamping existing courses and introducing new ones. Our PhD program in computer science, designed to meet international standards, was also started during this past year. With generous support from industry, we are offering a stipend of rupees 20,000 per month to each PhD student. This is in addition to a full fee waiver. We are developing research collaborations with a number of leading universities to provide international exposure to our PhD students. From this year, we will be introducing a new major in computer engineering to provide our BSc students another option in the computing area. Our economics department will be offering an MSc in economics from September 2002. This program has been designed to set a new standard in graduate level economics education in the country and to meet the growing need for well-trained economists for both public and private sectors. It will also provide the foundation for the launch of a PhD program in economics in the near future and help us in attracting top-class faculty. I am pleased to report that the first graduate of our BSc Honors program to complete his PhD is Umar Saab of the BSc class of 1998. He has completed his PhD in computer science from Cambridge University and has joined the computer science faculty of MIT in Boston, USA. No small feat. I am confident that we will hear more such good news in the coming years. During this past year, research activities at LUMS gained momentum. Our faculty continued to publish their work in international journals and also made presentations at several international conferences abroad. We hosted several seminars on various topics by professionals and academics. In nearly a week's time, we will be hosting a seminar by the Economics Nobel laureate, Dr. Robert Mundell. LUMS hosted a 2-week international training session and conference for the Leadership for Environment and Development lead, in which nearly 250 participants from over 40 countries participated. In the last week of December 2001, we organized and hosted the International Multi-Topic Conference with the main theme, Technology for the 21st Century. More than 350 professionals, academics, and students from all over the country and abroad attended this conference that covered a broad range of topics related to information technology and electrical and electronics engineering. Next year, we'll be hosting an international conference of the Econometric Society. LUMS has always followed a policy of admitting students purely on the basis of merit and has provided generous financial support to those individuals who cannot afford to finance their education. Over the years, nearly half of our graduates have received some form of financial assistance. During this past year, we have launched a national outreach program to reach out to students from the underprivileged segments of our society. Through this initiative, we plan to identify promising students based on their past academic performance and guide them through the process of preparation for applying to LUMS programs. Just yesterday, we concluded a one-week-long workshop for the first group of such students. Through generous support of a number of our sponsors, friends, and alumni, we plan to meet all the financial needs of the students in this category. And I hope that over the coming years, we'll have 20 to 25% of the people attending LUMS programs coming from this segment. In order to stay in contact with our growing and diverse range of alumni, we have launched a number of new initiatives. Our alumni in various cities have now formed local chapters. By the end of this year, we'll have alumni chapters in more than half a dozen cities in Pakistan and abroad, including Dhaka, Dubai, New York, and Singapore. In October 2001, we organized an alumni homecoming in which more than 200 alumni participated. We have decided to make this an annual event. We continue to get support from our generous sponsors for addition to new facilities and provision of financial assistance to students. In this regard, I am happy to acknowledge the significant support from our new donors, Asad Foundation, Gulistan Group of Companies, ICI Pakistan Foundation, Mayfair Spinning, and Nagina Group of Companies. Library and computing resources play a critical part in enriching the learning experience at any university. Our library has now moved into a much larger facility in the new building. A virtual library with online access to many sources of research materials has been launched. We have also invested in JSTOR, an electronic collection of several hundred journals that includes back issues covering a span of many decades. We are the only institution in South Asia that has this facility. Our internet bandwidth has been enhanced from 256K to 1 megabits per second, and we plan to upgrade this to 2 megabits per second in the coming weeks. We have also installed a campus-wide fiber backbone and provided switched network availability to all hostels. Now, the students can hook up computers in their hostel rooms and connect to LUMS network and the internet 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Keeping in view our long-term vision, we are also formulating a new master plan for the campus facilities that will include design for additional academic and sports facilities. Now I would like to address the graduates. On the occasion of your stepping into the real world, I would like to provide some advice. It's quite short actually, so don't be too worried. Wherever you are and whatever you do, encourage debate, seek diversity, and develop tolerance for differences, and appreciate the need for transparency and openness in processes. It is your good fortune that you have experienced at LUMS a system that is based on transparent and fair processes. As you move ahead in your careers in this society, you will realize that things usually do not work according to a proper merit-based process. Many fundamental values are blurred at best. Dear graduates, don't be disheartened by this situation, and always remember that you owe a special responsibility to initiate and bring about a change in this situation. I am confident that you will succeed as individuals, but the real challenge is to ensure that we as a society and as a nation also succeed in improving the overall quality of life in this country. In my opinion, if we do not achieve this goal, then our individual accomplishments are not worth much. I would now request Mia Altaf Salim, a member of the core team that first conceived the LUMS idea and help to make it a reality to address the convocation. He will deliver this address on behalf of our rector, Mr. Abdul Razak Daud, who could not attend due to a death in his family. Thank you for your patience.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Dr. Syams Lakha, President Aga Khan University, my colleagues on the Board of Governors and trustees, members of the faculty and staff, graduating classes, their parents and friends, ladies and gentlemen. I heartily welcome you all to this, the 13th convocation of the Lahore University of Management Sciences. Because of the pressing demands of the country, our Chancellor, the President of Pakistan, General Pervez Musharraf, very much regrets his inability to be here today. He has asked me to convey his best wishes to all of you and special felicitations to the graduating classes. In the 50 years of its independence, Pakistan could have done better. We as a nation should have given a higher priority to education. The effort that has been made at LUMS is only a drop in the ocean. We hope there will be many more institutions like this that will serve to make our beloved country a better place. We have, over the last 15 years of our existence, graduated over 1,000 students who today are playing an important role in developing the organizations they are working for. It is very heartening to see that almost 20% of them are working abroad and are creditable ambassadors not only of LUMS but of Pakistan. About 20% of our alumni are now working for themselves. They are the first generation entrepreneurs, and I hope they'll be the future business leaders of this country. My dear friends who are graduating today, we salute you for your industry and hard work, which has enabled you to gain your degrees. You are going to be important emissaries of LUMS wherever you go, and we pray that you will bring credit to LUMS, to your families, and to Pakistan. We cannot thank the Almighty enough for the opportunity He provided us to be the founders and supporters of LUMS and to help build this institution, to nurture it and to make it grow, to meet the increasing needs of not only Pakistan but the region. In future, a great deal of support of every alumnus and well-wisher will be necessary. As in all private sector education institutions, we have to look to the alumni to keep the mission going. My special plea to the graduating class is that you have to maintain and build upon the bonds that you have established with this institution during your stay, so that in the future this university can seek your help, guidance, and also financial support. As you know, no quality educational institution can live on the basis of the fees that it charges. The same is the case here at LUMS. Some people think that since LUMS charges a considerable fee, it is a money-making institution. Quality higher education costs a great deal. To give you a ballpark figure, the tuition fees that we charge at LUMS constitute less than half of the expense of providing the education that you receive here. We are very fortunate that we have here today with us Dr. Kassim Lakha, President of Aga Khan University. He is among the very bright minds of this country, a leader and a visionary. His work at the Aga Khan network in Pakistan and abroad is exemplary. We are proud to have him here today as our keynote speaker, and I'm sure we'll greatly benefit from Dr. Lakha's address. Dr. Lakha, thank you very much.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Pro-Chancellor Syed Babar Ali Sahab, thank you for your very generous words. Acting Rector Janab Salim Altaf Sahab, the Pro-Vice Chancellor Dr. Hassan, distinguished ministers, honorable judges, members of the Board of Governors and Trustees of the Lahore University of Management Sciences, members of the faculty and staff, and parents and friends of the graduating students, and above all, the graduates for whom we have assembled here today. Assalamu alaikum. I'm honored to be given this opportunity to participate in the 14th convocation ceremony of LUMS. One sometimes wonders why one is asked to deliver a convocation address. Quite apart from the fact that the chief guest couldn't be here today, I suspect I was chosen today for this task because I myself was once an MBA student. As a result, I have little more than a little sympathy for the pain and anguish the graduates have endured to be here today. Like you, I too lost countless nights of sleep trying to grasp the meaning of a chi-square distribution, the complexities of net present value, and the validity of Pareto's curve. Thank God it's behind me. I have two particular reasons to be pleased to join you today and to share in the passing out of another class of outstanding graduates from this distinguished university. The first is my close and long-lasting friendships with your Pro-Chancellor Syed Babar Ali, your Rector Razak Dawood, and the Acting Rector Altaf Salim. My second and most important reason for being here is to be amongst the graduates and to compliment LUMS, its leadership and its faculty for the excellent work they are doing for years now in developing bright young graduates to become the business leaders of Pakistan. By inviting me to deliver this keynote address, you have done great honor to my university, the Aga Khan University. That was Pakistan's first private university, which was then followed by LUMS, and we have remained close friends and comrades in enhancing the quality of tertiary education in Pakistan. And I think today we are also celebrating that long-lasting association and friendship. It shows that the private sector, this time in the service of high-quality tertiary education, which is accessible to all on the basis of merit, is again at the service of Pakistan. Let me begin by congratulating the parents of the graduates. In many ways, this is also your convocation. You wonder why. It has involved years of motivating your son or daughter, giving good advice, assuming a big financial burden, and of course worrying and bearing many headaches. Challenges for young people are interesting and cause sleepless nights, but for parents, they cause worries. As a result of your support and encouragement over several years of study, you, the parents, rightfully share in the success of your graduates. I also take particular pleasure in congratulating the graduates. Well done. Through your determination, hard work, and energy, you have completed a course of studies that will provide entry to the exciting world of business. You are about to enjoy new levels of independence, free from the rigors of formal education, and you will be given opportunities to test the skills you have learned in this fine institution. But you will also take on new levels of responsibility and new pressures, demanding unprecedented amounts of your attention and application. The work is about to begin. As you prepare for this future challenge, on this important day of transition in your lives, I'd like to address you, the graduates, and leave you with some thoughts on which to ponder. First, I'd like you to reflect on the value of ethics and social responsibility in business. Next, I'd like to express some thoughts on the importance of lifelong learning and the need to develop yourselves as whole persons through general education. And lastly, to consider the role you can play as educated men and women and future leaders in helping our compatriots, our fellow Pakistanis, to better appreciate the value and importance of pluralism and diversity in our society. Perhaps more than at any time in history, Pakistan is going through a period of major political and structural change. In the face of widespread social and economic difficulties, it is struggling to take its place in the global community. But with that struggle comes the opportunity for citizens and professionals alike to make choices about how our country can be made better for generations to come. Among those choices is the very important role and value of ethics and social responsibility in shaping the way our country is governed, how our companies conduct themselves at home and in the global marketplace, and above all, the ways we believe and individuals behave in our communities. Since you are graduating for a career in business, let's look at business ethics in our society, perhaps expanding somewhat on what you have already learned in the course of your studies at LUMS. Ethics in our business world are deeply rooted in Islam, and there are many references to business ethics in both the Holy Quran and in the teachings of our Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Holy Book describes people who attain success as those who are inviting all that is good, that's khair, enjoying what is right, maruf, and forbidding what is wrong, munkar. This passage indicates that ethics refers to a set of moral principles that distinguish what is right from what is wrong and what one should do or abstain from doing. Business ethics refers to a set of moral principles on how a business or an organization is run and how people within that organization should conduct themselves and make decisions. They are the standards and protocol of civil society and should reflect the high moral standards and responsibilities you set for yourselves as individuals. Social responsibility is an extension of business ethics. It means a good corporate citizen. It means being a good corporate citizen, upholding social values, not only protecting the environment, but improving it. It means contributing to the building of a strong and equitable society, good government, and good governance. At this stage in our history, business ethics and social responsibility are lacking in much of Pakistan. Although there are many outstanding examples to the contrary, business people in our country are often viewed skeptically by the general population. and their perceived reputation has spread overseas to a degree that many foreign companies are nervous about trading with us. Probably not more than a few dozen corporations in Pakistan have clearly defined a set of ethical and moral principles by which they will run their companies and serve their customers. I assure you that those that have are succeeding, and succeeding very well. They are striving to reach the success achieved, for instance, by Xerox Corporation, one of the leading proponents of business ethics and one of the leading companies of the world. Xerox, as some of you may already know, has a 15-page ethical code which it summarizes in one simple statement. And that is, quote, "We are honest with our customers, no deals, no bribes, no secrets, no fooling around with prices. A kickback in any form kicks anybody out, anybody," unquote. If you wish to emulate the success of these ethical companies, indeed to set new, higher levels of ethical practice, I urge you to make a pledge that you as an individual will run your business or your department honestly, as honestly as you would deal with members of your own family. Make a vow that you will protect your company's assets and the reputation from damage or theft. Promise that you will protect shareholders' investments, respect your competitors, keep an honest set of books, pay your bills on time, and promise that you will pay your ethical share of taxes. I bet you Mr. Shaukat Aziz didn't give me these lines. It is well known that in this country, of 140 million, fewer than 2 million pay direct taxes. Many who should pay taxes, businesses large and small, either pay none at all or use every trick in the book to pay to no more than a trifling sum. If business leaders call upon our government to be ethical, responsible, and transparent in the way it deploys tax revenues for the benefit of society, does it not make sense that businesses should be just as honest in bearing their share of new taxes? I had to admit how long it's been, but about 40 years ago, when I was in MBA school, we were taught to concentrate on one thing: the bottom line. Profit, the measure shareholders respect, was our motivator. That golden rule. And it didn't matter how you achieved it. That's what I was told. Get there. The adage was not sell the best for the least. Rather, I recall one senior professor telling us, not altogether in jest, that in business, quote, provide goods and services as badly as you can get away with. Sound familiar? Today, I'm pleased to say things have changed substantially. Business leaders now realize the positive link between good business and good business ethics. While they will watch the bottom line to ensure they have profits with which to reward shareholders, to grow and to reinvest, there is a new focus on factors external to the company over which they have control. Smart CEOs now realize that their company's success also depends on how their processes affect the environment and the community in which they work. Companies have always been good judges on their products and has been judged on their products and their profits. But now they are also judged by investors and customers on how they treat their employees, how they provide opportunity for the advancement of women, how they interact with the community, and how they support the building of a civil society through contributions in cash and in kind. Earlier this morning we heard of some very responsible corporate citizens who have made very handsome contributions to this beautiful institutions, and I salute all of them for their wonderful contributions. When Syed Babar Ali Saab addressed you and said, we look forward to your support in your leadership and of course your resources, of all the people being educated in Pakistan, you probably have the best odds of being those who will amass a certain amount of fortune. And when you do that, don't forget LUMS and don't forget the society of Pakistan that has not had the same good fortune. There is a quote from the Holy Bible which says, to whom much is given, much is expected. Remember that. Companies have always been judged on their products and profits, but now, I beg your pardon. While the progress is slow in Pakistan on these issues, and we are only at the early stages of what I hope will become a trend, we are beginning to see a new business practices in Pakistan that emphasize ethics and social responsibility. We are fortunate to have many such enlightened business persons amongst us today. On the stage and in the audience, many of these leaders of industry advocate such principles and are taking their values and expertise into government. Some, like our Minister for Privatization and the Minister for Commerce, both of whom are associated with this institution, are leaving successful business careers to enter government, to lend their skills to building a better nation. Others are encouraging their companies to form public-private partnerships in which business and government join together in major ventures for public good that governments alone cannot do. Indeed, I can testify that the recent establishment of the Pakistan Center for Philanthropy, whose board I have the honor to lead and on which your Pro-Chancellor sits, owes everything to the support and backing of some of the most enlightened leaders in the business world of Pakistan, in civil society and in government. So graduates, as you embark upon your new careers, think how you will translate your own high moral values and responsibilities into the way you run your business. Let me now turn to my second point of this address, the question of lifelong learning. Your years studying at LUMS have prepared you for a life of business. Now, you must prepare yourselves for the business of life. And that is a lifelong process. The speed of technology and advancement and the rate at which the world in general is changing dictates that just about all that you learned in the last 4 years will be obsolete 10 years hence. Scares you, doesn't it? You cannot afford to become what I call an educated illiterate. But there is a risk that you will, because you know it all. Sometimes someone who received a good education but failed to keep up with the changes is what I would describe as the educated illiterate. The famous futurist Alvin Toffler, about whom many of you have read, wrote that the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. The question is, what should you learn? And that is my third message to you. Your university has provided you with a solid grounding in business-related subjects. But according to a landmark study on higher education by the World Bank and UNESCO published last year, all students who have engaged in specialist professional or technical areas of study would benefit from continuing education of a more general, broader, multidisciplinary nature. I can already hear the parents saying, "Ek saal aur zaya ho jayega." That statement raises a couple of questions, so let me address them before I go on. The first is, What do we mean by general education? Your education in the past 4 years or 2 years or so has not been general by the normal description. On the contrary, in many ways it has been fairly specific. It has dealt with matters of business, of course some social sciences, and according to your interests has concentrated in some particular aspects of business. General education, on the other hand, is not specific. It covers a wide range of subjects that impart a general knowledge and understanding of the world around us in the sciences as well as the humanities. And the sciences are also very, very important for a rounded individual. General education focuses on development of an individual, a whole person, apart from his or her technical or specialized training. And then there is the second question. I can hear you saying now, why continue my general education when my skills are focused on business? For an answer, let me refer to a 1977 quote from a Harvard University study on the need for curriculum review in that most prestigious institution. The Harvard report said that a liberally educated person, one who is not a specialist, has a broad education and knowledge of cultures and societies past and present, and history is very important, contrary to many recent pronouncements that history is really not important for us, and can make decisions based on reference to a wider world and the historical forces that shaped it. It said that a person with a general education has some experience thinking about moral and ethical problems and better understands our universe, our society, and ourselves. What Pakistan needs, if it is to realize its goals for sustained growth and development, is leaders, out-of-the-box thinkers who can tackle a range of problems, see things from different points of view, and identify solutions from many disciplines. If you are to be the leaders of tomorrow, in business, in government, and in the community, you must broaden the scope of your education and seek knowledge outside of your own narrow discipline or area of interest. So the message is simple. You have your specialized training by which you will earn your living. Now you must continue your education on a broader scale to develop yourself as a whole person, able to participate and contribute in all areas of society. Now let me turn to my fourth and last final thought, the need to broaden the outlook of our compatriots, to eradicate the sort of narrow thinking that limits vision and hampers societal development. There is a hadith in which the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, says there would be 73 sects in Islam, but the hadith offers no judgment as to which of those 73 sects would warrant any greater or lesser validity than any of the others. Instead, the Prophet recognized that people have the right to be different. People with distinct ethnic, religious, and social backgrounds and beliefs should be present and tolerated in society. Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah had a vision of an independent Pakistan reflecting the Prophet's ideals. In an impassioned speech in February of 1948, he said, quote, "Islam demands from us the tolerance of other creeds," and he goes on to say, those creeds, "and willing and ready to play their part as true and loyal citizens of Pakistan," unquote. When he was waging his titanic fight for independence, Quaid-e-Azam had in mind a model democratic state governed by Islamic principles of tolerance and the rule of law. He saw a country in which people of all faiths, of all creeds, and of all classes could live together as brethren. In short, he envisaged a pluralistic society, a diverse society, capable of seeing things from many points of view. While many look upon a society of mixed races, faiths and beliefs as a recipe for conflict, others have a different view. In speaking of the advancement of society in the developing world, the Chancellor of my university, His Highness the Aga Khan, has said that pluralism is not a weakness of society. On the contrary, if it is allowed to occur within a constructive environment, pluralism is an enhancement and a strength of society. He said that pluralism has the ability to harness the wide spectrum of creativity and intelligence to the process of improving the quality of life of all the people of Pakistan. If you wish to become leaders in a new and better society, I call upon you, the graduates, the fortunate ones, to do what you can to change the psyche of our nation. It's not a tall order. It's a necessary responsibility. This is a time of great change in our nation's history, and in some respects, we have a unique opportunity to grab the moment when Pakistanis are reflecting on recent events in our region. Follow the lead being set by forward-thinking business and government leaders today, who see the dangers and risks of narrow thinking. Broaden your horizons, look for diversity in your organizations, and use it to view problems and opportunities from different social and cultural perspectives. Celebrate the differences between people. Capitalize on the richness of their diverse views and recognize the value of pluralism for our future generations. As you embark on your new careers, it is your decision whether you will settle for the ordinary or become one of the few who will shape and mold and build a better community, a better society, and a better Pakistan. If you want to be a leader, a true leader, the sort of person who effects change, who builds systems and communities and nations, you have been equipped with the tools necessary, and you must take the decision now. Decide now that ethics and social responsibility, doing the right things, behaving and acting in the right way, will be the foundation of your business and your personal life. Decide now that you will embark on a lifelong journey of discovery into new areas of knowledge and understanding, venturing out beyond the world of business. Decide now that you will help banish narrow thinking, replacing it with a true appreciation of our diverse cultures, beliefs, and values. Congratulations, graduates, on your magnificent achievement. It's time now to go out into the world and make your mark. As you do, I ask you to bear in mind an admonition made to the Punjab Muslim Students Association in 1947 by Quaid-e-Azam, which is as valid today as it was when he made it. He said, quote, "You are the nation builders of tomorrow. You should realize the magnitude of your responsibility and be ready to bear it." Unquote. I pray that Almighty Allah bless you with success and much barakat. Shukriya.